It's working. We're live.
Woohoo!
Woo! Now, this is the awkward part where we stall and wait for people to come and join us. So this is where we just drink coffee together or tea or...
I'm actually drinking hot water because that's what I do.
Just plain hot water.
Yeah, it's like the tea hold the tea, or like the coffee just hold the coffee.
Right.
You're like, I don't
sounds so good. Like at least
Maybe we
put some
shouldn't talk
lemon or something in it. Like just hot water.
No, I like the hot water. I feel like it's an Ayurveda thing, and like my grandmother always used to do it like a traditional Chinese thing. It like flushes the, in Ayurveda we would say the ama, the toxins, and it just kind of wakes everything up.
Does it have to be hot, Robin? Because I thought it only had to be warm.
Mine becomes warm because I have kids and I don't usually drink it right away.
Yeah.
But does the heat play a factor in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you definitely don't want cold. So like in TCM and Ayurveda, like cold is stagnation. And we just woke up, so everything was kind of stagnant because you weren't really moving. So the hot or the warm kind of helps to get things flowing. And like my type tends to be Vata. Like I tend to be always moving, and you probably guessed that. And Sam's like, yeah, I see that.
I'm like a Pitta Vata. Like I'm way too much fire. Like
I need every time I've done a quiz, I've just like been Vata. There's maybe like 1% that's like Pitta, maybe 1% that's Kapha, and I'm just like,
I'm like pretty close. I think I'm over 50% Pitta, but then
I can see that.
But also Vata, but I'm not Kapha. There's hardly any Kapha.
I feel like you're speaking a whole other language right now, and I'm like, I don't know what I am at all. Like, I'm like, but let's you're gonna have to be on Coffee Club all the time, ladies, as characters of the show, because we're gonna have to dive more into that when we get the opportunity to. But I know, Sam, that you were on a time limit this morning, so we will.
Well, actually, my time limit got extended. We're good.
Oh, okay. I was all like, I looked at the time because we came on a little bit late, and I'm like, oh crap, we've got limited time with Sam.
Yeah, it got postponed until 10:30, so we're
okay.
Good.
We got a little breathing space. So as people join us in Virtual Coffee Club this morning, please say hi in the comments and let us know you're here and hanging out. And we're just going to jump into the conversation because we know that many of you will catch us later. Summer is so fun. Our schedules are all over the place. So there's people who are catching Coffee Club at night, the next day. And it's so fun. So welcome to the show. I am so excited to have two other of, I don't know how many there is of us, 4 or 5 of us, ambassadors for a new studio space in High River called Lemuria. And I think we've all fallen in love. If you've been to this space, you instantly fall in love with this space. And so I wanted to invite my fellow ambassadors on to help me share some of the news and the story that's going on. But first, I'm going to introduce you to who's with us today. So we have the lovely and vivacious Robin, which if you are from the High River area, you've probably come across her and her family at some point. I, for whatever reason, one of my instant memories with you, Robin, is remember when they had that coffee shop space and it wasn't open for very long, and I was named after an owl. And for some, I think that's where we met. And so for every time I think of you, I can see that space for whatever reason. But Robin is a yoga instructor and more in our community. And we're so excited to have you with us this morning.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
So good. And then Samantha is my new best friend that I've only met, meets maybe a couple of months ago. And Samantha has so many things. I wouldn't even know how to introduce you as one thing because you have a multitude of talents behind you. So Samantha is also a yoga instructor, but she does so many other things. And I had the opportunity to first meet her when, for whatever reason, I was called, thanks to a mutual friend of ours, Christina from Distinctive Beauty, was hosting something called a sound bath at her studio, like at her salon. And I was like, what's a sound bath? And she's like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And there's these bowls that play and it's cool. Just show up. So I did. And
Christina.
It was weird, but I instantly fell in love. So you are like a sound healer, I think is what sort of falls into that category, among other things. and is one of our amazing ambassadors with Lemuria too. So Samantha, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
It's so fun. And I feel like we could do our own shows just based on the things that Robin does and the things that Samantha does. So we'll have them back when we can dive more into some of the cool things that each of you do, because I think people need to hear about it and partake in it. But collectively, we have come together to promote a spiritual health and wellness community within community. And that's basically what the Lemuria studio is. And so I don't know, whichever one of you wants to answer this question first, but what drew you to being a part of this community, and why did you want to do it?
Are you turning this into Jeopardy? Like, do I have to like buzz?
Whoever raises their hand the fastest.
500. I got it.
You'll both get an opportunity to answer. Just don't talk at the same time. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I think for me, it was the name. It was totally the name. Like I came across it on some kind of social media, probably Instagram. Yeah. And I was just like, what? Lemuria? Because, Lemuria itself is like, if you've never heard of it, it's a mythical community that was kind of like Atlantis. It was meant to have existed, eons ago, but it was founded on, like, it was water-based. And in the tarot, water is the suit of emotions, the suit of relationships, the suit of receptivity, the suit of like yin and just going with the flow. And it was founded on all those values, like mutual love, mutual respect for all, mutual community. And so just this one word, that's what that represents to me, to see that in a studio and then to find out that they're actually built on those values, and their whole modus operandi is to allow that sense of community and that sense of love and respect for all to blossom. That just makes my heart sing. So I was like, sign me up. Can I move in? Do you accept rent?
Yeah, well, they have good AC, so we all have wanted to move in of recent. Yeah,
it is all about the good AC right now.
And what about you, Samantha?
I was not like Robin. I was not like, yeah, let's jump in. I was kind of I want to say I was gently coaxed in. I mean, I've worked in a lot of yoga studios in Calgary, and my core value is freedom. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, do I want to get involved in something else again? But then the more I looked into it, and I mean, Christine had a part in that because she goes, we have to play at Lemuria. Like the salon just doesn't cut it when there's Lemuria. And I was like, oh, really? Like,
she probably just didn't want to keep moving all the salon chairs. So we had space.
I think that was her secret method to her madness. Yeah. Absolutely. It was like, she doesn't have to drag around chairs anymore. But so I did play at Lemuria, and the sound is like if you've ever been to Knox United Church and like a concert there, like it's like cathedral style. Like the sound, for whatever reason, I can't look around the building and figure out how it does it. Yeah. But the sound carries so beautifully, and it's such a beautiful space that I was like, actually, yes. Actually, this is a good idea. Plus, there's a lot of freedom involved with what we teach, that we're not told what to teach. There's no real boss that's like, you need to do this class and you get this much money for this class. And there's none of that. Like, we have real autonomy in here. So I love that people can just actually shine their gifts without someone sort of lording over them.
Yeah. No, I love that. And for me, I think I had taken my meditation certification, and then I was like, well, now what am I supposed to do with this? And then the Instagram started from Lemuria, and it kept showing up in my feed. And it was when they first posted, and they were like, we're looking for facilitators. And it kept like every day was showing up looking for facilitators. And I was like, ooh, I think I'm supposed to like sign up to teach there.
The universe was like, Jody, this is it.
Yeah, it's like keep showing up. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll try that. And the interesting twist for me is my meditation teacher is I don't know what the right word is here, but I don't know if she imports, but she has something to do with actual Lemuria crystals. And so her Instagram is Lemuria by Mandy Trapp. and she's the one. And so it was in the same name. So I was like, is that a weird coincidence? What? And so, yeah, it started as I was just looking for the space to, I guess, teach meditation, which I didn't realize I was going to do in life. And then they were like, hey, would you like to be an ambassador? And it took away, I guess, I mean, you two have been teaching for a long time, but if you remember back to when you first started, you think about like, okay, how much is a rental space going to be? And what does that look like? And then all of a sudden there was this opportunity as an ambassador for me to have assistance with that cost. So I was like, all right, now that was removed from the puzzle. So I guess this is where it's supposed to be. And then once I learned their philosophy of collective community, which if anyone knows my background with Our High River, doing collective community-based work is where my heart lives. And so it was an opportunity for us to create this community within community where everybody is just here to promote each other and help each other and lift each other up. I was like, how could you not be a part of what that looks like? And I'm not as familiar with this realm or industry, I guess, as the two of you are. But for me, I've, as a community member and a past person who came to classes, I've never seen a model like this where people are so supportive of other people's classes. I've never seen yoga teachers posting other yoga teachers' classes on their Instagram before. And we're seeing so much of like, that's part of our role as ambassadors. But that to me is amazing because that is true living the example of lifting each other up instead of competing with each other. You feel that?
I feel that.
It feels powerful.
Actually, I don't know if people know this. And hi, Angie, we see you, by the way.
Yep, we see you, Angie. Cheryl's here too.
Hi, Cheryl. After I became an ambassador, I think sort of my inaugural day, Robin was in one of my classes. Jody, you were there too.
Yeah.
And the conversations we had afterwards, I thought, I have come home. Like, these are truly people who are just like, you're like my hype girls. Just saying.
Yeah. I saw you across the room and I was like, she's my soul sister. I've never met her before, but I know that we were like from the same soul family, you know?
And I felt that, Robin, 100%. 100%.
Well, and I think that's, I mean, did we choose to be ambassadors or were we chosen? Or the other way around? We were chosen because there's already this connection between all of us. And I know a couple of the others that weren't able to make it onto the live this morning. I haven't met them in person, but I already know I love these people. Like I just do. And am so excited to continue to share the programs and all of the fun. And so there's a couple of opportunities for people to get an introduction to the studio because sometimes new place, new types of classes can feel a little intimidating. And knowing that we launched during the summer, which is a really spacey time for community, is we really look forward to, I think this fall, this place is going to explode. Like I feel that energy so much. But coming up on August 20th, there is like an open house where you can come in and like creep the space, check it out. Like, I think it's going to be really good. What do you ladies think?
Yeah, and you'll get to meet, I think most, if not all, excuse me, of the ambassadors will be there. So you'll get a chance to ask us about like upcoming offerings, what we got going on. You know, we can talk a little bit about that today, sort of like because it's not just a yoga studio, you know, like Samantha's been doing sound bath, you've been doing meditation. There's so many things that have already been sort of just kind of getting their little fingers in the pie here. And we cannot forget to talk about the giveaways.
Free things. So good. I'm just throwing up on the screen. So it's in the comments also, but it's August 20th from noon to 3. The open house. So we want you to come and check it out, ask questions. There is a really great website where all of the classes are listed and you can see descriptions and have fun. But there's also going to be like free things. Who doesn't love free things? Any of you want to? I'm just going to open up Instagram so we have the details. So the Lemuria team appreciates what we're saying. Okay. So on Instagram is where this contest is taking place. And it's a typical Instagram contest where you got to like something, you got to follow some things, and you got to tag your friends below to get entries into the contest. And we'll be announcing those winners at the open house. The big basket. So like we like big baskets and we can't not lie, right? The big basket's valued about $500, and there's a collection of items that are in it based on people who have donated. There's been local wellness companies, some of the ambassadors, some of the instructor facilitators that are a part of the space already have donated all of these really cool things. So the big basket is worth about $500. And then there's 3, I wanted to keep it with the bees, like itty bitty baskets. I don't know what the actual size is of them, but smaller than the big one. Right? Anybody else want to take over for me on this? Yeah.
I'm just thoroughly enjoying this.
Me too. I was hoping you were going to actually break into song and like take it.
Like, everything has a song for it. That's the way I roll. But so we're hoping that you will go check out. And so this is what the post looks like. Giveaway time. So
and it's like it's been sponsored by talking about your sense of community. It's been sponsored by a lot of our I guess you would say our sister companies in the community. Like Refresh Food and Drink is right next door to the studio. So they've offered some small things. They've One Paramita has offered a few things. The Sister Studio, which I love. If you've never been there, you should totally go drop by there. They have the most beautiful clothes and jewelry. So they've offered a few things. And a lot of, like Jody was saying, a lot of the people who are offering classes, you might pick up a free class or a free tarot reading. Like Amanda Blair, Donna Lee. I think all of us have a little something in the pot. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Pretty exciting. So you have an opportunity to win and you have an opportunity to check it out. And I know that in following any of us ambassadors, following the Lemuria on social media, lots of the facilitators have been asking community directly. I know, Robin, you have been doing this too on your socials, is like, what kind of things are you looking for in the community? And together we put our brains together and we're like, okay, we got a really great response on this type of class or this type of class. And then I know that we would check with each other, like who wants to do a class like this, like who's ready to dive into this, and we're catering to bring, I guess, elements to the community that people are looking for.
Yes, I mean, I think part of the mandate is it's not just this little cliquey yoga people who are like, we're just going to do what we want to do, you know. It's like by the community for the community. Like we are the community, you know. Like Jody is like our High River, and Samantha's got her own beautiful community of like woo woo people. Which
goddesses. That's why I love her. She's the queen of the woo.
Right? Love it.
Speaking of which, I just want to give Mike like a fist pump for saying you had your first ever meditation. Get out of town.
Yeah. You can see the comments.
Amen.
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
And I can barely see his profile pic, but he has a cowboy hat. And before we got on here, we were just talking about.
Well, you got to show him your rodeo shirt. Yeah. Sam wore a rodeo shirt for you, Mike. It's perfect.
Just for you, Mike.
Yeah.
I knew we'd have a cowboy on here, but no, I'm actually like I am a cowgirl at heart. Like I used to barrel race. Like I grew up in Okotoks, and so when I grew up in Okotoks, Sheep River didn't exist. It was Sky West. Mm-hmm. And my friends, friends of the family or whatever, they boarded their horses there. And I would literally wake up in the morning at 6 years old, hop over the fence and ride bareback. Mm-hmm. Like it's sick. So like truly, like I might not be in High River, but High River is in me.
You are all the worlds together.
And I married a guy from High River. Like my in-laws are in High River.
Yeah. So there you go. It's just meant to be. It's just good.
And yes, Angie, it's near Sally's.
Yeah. Yeah. It used to be a cannabis store, the space.
And before that, it was the old health food store.
Yeah. It's had a lot of lives.
No, it's had
space.
So not just,
Yeah.
Oh, this makes so much sense.
Yeah. But they've redone it. Like, it's like, I don't know if you've seen the pictures on social media, but it is become an oasis, and it's really fun. And again, like you guys said before, there's a variety of classes. And too, when you think of, I think I've even learned, not being a yogi background person like the two of you, like there's like 5,000 different types of yoga. Did you know
Oh,
this?
yeah.
Like, so there's different kinds of yoga classes. So if you've tried yoga before and you're like, oh, it wasn't for me because it's too bendy or movie or balancy or what, like there's 4,000 other kinds for you to try. And I think that's what really cool is because it's such an eclectic space. We've got all kinds going on. And we know that this fall, there's going to be other kinds.
Yes. And you're teaching yoga because sitting and breathing is yoga. Yoga was designed to be able to sit in meditation.
Like the literal definition of.
Yeah, you have to come to our classes to be able to sit for Jody.
Yeah, like we're a team. We got you. We're finding stillness together in whichever form makes you feel good about it. And so I think that's what's really cool about it. And I'm excited to see as this community grows and what we continue to bring in and who comes to that space. And again, what I think is really cool, like both of you sort of mentioned off the top, is it's a space that's created for this collective community, but it's not ran or in charged by a person in particular. So if you think of from a community perspective, when you come to take part in somebody's class, you're registering with that facilitator directly. The money is going directly to that facilitator. The money doesn't go back into that facility. There is for people who are like, oh, I'm a teacher. What do I want to know more about that? Which we would encourage you to get in touch with the Lemuria group, is that as a teacher, you rent the space just like you do with anything else, and we have a collective membership, and with that collective membership, it goes into running the space, running marketing for the space, having a website for the space. So anybody who's facilitated on their own before, you ladies could speak to this. It can be an overwhelming amount of cost in how do you promote your classes? Do you make your own website? What does this look like? So for me being new to it, it was like, this was a no-brainer, because I was like, this is how I can get started and build in another way. And so it's really cool. I think that we're pooling our money collectively to promote the space, to bring the people to the space, to share in that community together.
Absolutely.
And Angie, absolutely, meditation and yoga can help with all of those things you've mentioned. Obviously, PTSD is, we're not doctors or anything like that, but I know just personally that, when you're in meditation, your heart rate is regular. Like you're regulating your heart rate. The breathing is slowing things down. So yes, it's really great for those sort of, I would call it a high beta state, rather than using those sort of clinical terms of like, if you're in a high beta state, you're kind of like vibrating up here, and that's where like worry can come in or anxiety can come in. And not only does meditation and yoga help like bring that down so that you're operating at a different frequency, but the sound as well, like, because I offer the sound. Yeah. The sound will help you come into a different brain frequency.
Yeah.
So
it helps to retrain your body sort of out of that fight and flight and into rest and digest. So it remembers how to be at rest.
Yeah. But it's good. Anything, ladies, that you want to add about Lemuria before we let people get back to their days today?
3 things. First, I think we should mention that they have I'm also an engineer in a previous life. I'm not doing that anymore. So I'm like,
do all the things.
Numbers. I have like bulleted points here. Number 1, I think we should mention that there is a retail space as well.
Oh yeah. Yep. Good.
That's why you're here. What is his name? Rocky Barstad stuff.
Oh yeah.
Who doesn't want a Navajo rug? Oh my gosh. I would want Navajo rug.
Feathers, like the smudge feathers, and there's handmade smudge, and there's these beautiful little medicine pouches.
I want one of those too.
Yeah.
I'm already shopping. Like this is the power of Lemuria's.
Every time we make a class, it's like, I'm gonna not make any money this week.
Right.
Yeah, there's meditation pillows, there's crystals, there's amazing, like those water
crystal infused water bottles.
Thank you.
For a really good price. Like I've seen those for hundreds of dollars elsewhere, and they're only 45 in the area.
Hundreds of dollars.
Yes. Yeah. So they're shopping. Okay. Number 1, there's a retail space. Number 2, do we want to talk about what offerings we have coming up in the next little while? So people can get an idea of what classes are actually there, not just like, yoga and meditation. Yeah.
So Jody, I know you have meditation Mondays.
Yeah.
And you have a new thing coming up, right?
Meditation Mondays will be back August 22nd and 29th, 6:15 or 7:15. And then there's a special meditation for men only night. So an opportunity for men to get introduced in a space where maybe they felt a little intimidated walking into a class that can be female dominated sometimes. So August 28th, which is a Sunday night at 7, will be the men's meditation class. And so all of the classes, again, we're going to throw them at you, but you'll find them on the website.
Beautiful.
Okay, Sam, what do you got coming up?
Actually, this Friday, I have something really funky and amazing coming up, which we've done in Calgary before. It's called an Akashic Breath Journey. So I do Akashic readings. Akashic readings are different from psychic readings because the Akash has the record of your entire soul's journey. So you do get to understand not only past lives, but future lives.
Yeah.
And how they're influencing you right now. And what is beautiful about Akashic versus like an info dump from, say, a psychic is that we can actually heal and transform things within the Akashic so that that lifetime or that thing is no longer an issue moving forward.
Right.
So it's a really beautiful modality. So I'll be doing an Akashic reading to start for everyone. And then then you get to lie down and do some holotropic breath work while I play the bowls. So that is coming up this Friday from 5:30 to 9. And yeah, we would love to have you there.
And then is Sound Bath back?
Oh yeah, Sound Bath once a month, I believe.
I think it's on the 21st this month.
It's on the 21st of August, and I think we're continuing at the last Sunday of every month.
Yeah. August was confusing
August was very confusing,
August,
but I think
summer. But it'll be the last Sunday of the month moving forward. Yes,
and not only do we do a sound bath, but Christina gives you Reiki.
Yeah.
And she gives you little sticky notes with your message on them, and it's adorable.
And for $25,
that
is a heck of a deal, friends. Like if you have thought about Reiki or sound baths or any of those things and you just haven't been sure, I mean, honestly, you're giving it away at $25. So it's such a beautiful price for that offering, and people to have that introduction to those modalities is so beautiful.
And one more thing that I haven't even put in the schedule yet, so you'll be able to hear about it, is the lovely Auburn and I are doing a harvest yoga retreat for a full day in October.
Ooh.
Yes. So there'll be yoga, there'll be sound, there'll be meditation, and chocolate, of course.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now you got to start saying, these are a few of my favorites.
Yes. It's all about the song, Jody.
Yeah, except I am not a singer. Like I'd rather just, if I could do it on something else, it'd be great, but whatever. And Robin, what do you have coming up?
So August for me, again, like August is weird, right? August is going to be my sort of teaser month. So I'm off. We'll be visiting my in-laws for the next week. So my Tuesday classes come to an end, and I'll be moving to Saturdays. So the last 3 Saturdays in August, I'm going to do like a little teaser sampler pack of some of my new offerings just to see how and where and when I want to do them all. So the 3 last Saturdays in August, the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th, I'll be doing 2 back-to-back classes, like how Jody's been doing her meditation Mondays. The second class, so from 10 to 11 every Saturday, I'll be doing Reiki and Restore. So similar to how Christina's been doing her Reiki, it'll be similar, but we'll add the restorative yoga component. So we'll get you into the most beautiful, comfortable position. And I'll come around and I'll give you individual Reiki, and it'll be smaller classes so you can get your own personalized, individualized Reiki session. Reiki it's like hands-on healing. If you've never heard of Reiki, I feel like it's out there. I feel like everyone knows what Reiki is, but it's It's
I
really
really do.
like the definition is universal life force energy. So it's like in yoga, Reiki is said to have been brought to the earth by Shiva. It's the same sort of hands-on healing that the Reiki that we know today came from Mikao Usui from the Japanese tradition lineage, but he learned it studying the hands-on healing of Jesus Christ and the Buddha. So it's the same life force energy that's being, it's been used for centuries upon centuries. We just call it Reiki now.
Yeah. We just summed it up.
Can I just add, Robin, that unlike hands-on healing, you're using very high vibration, high frequency symbols. And the way Reiki is different is it's passed from master to student all the way down.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
It is so cool. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's like another wormhole we could go down. We could spend a whole other night.
I know. We're just going to have to have continual conversations where we can give people more information and dive into some of these things and educate people. It's already brewing, girls. Don't worry. I'll circle back on that. Yeah.
Such a little innovator. So so that's the Saturday, the 10 to 11. But then before that, I have like 3 different like fitness things that I'm going to bring up. So the 13th, we're going to do a barless bar because we don't actually have bar, but I teach bar. Like I was a dancer. I performed, choreographed. I don't know if Samantha knows like Karen Berry or any of those like the local burners in Calgary. Cool. So we did a lot of like performance and classes and choreography and all sorts of stuff before I had kids. So this is sort of me reclaiming that like old time dancer part of me. So
I love it.
More or less bar. So I did ballet for like, I don't know, 25 years. So I have that the ballet background, the yoga background, and we'll be infusing it all with, like, I'm born and raised in Jamaica. So we'll have the Jamaican movement. So we'll be doing lots of that. It's not just your average bar class. Like you've never done this with weights. We might be doing that, but without weights.
Oh my gosh, I love
it.
It's
so much fun. It's just like, like that. And then
what time is that one, Robin?
That's barless bar. So that will be August 13th. And then on the 20th, we'll be going to doing another flow yoga class. So I've been doing this Rise and Flow yoga, which is like it's a flow class, but my energy is like pretty playful. Like I tend to channel Lolita, the goddess of sacred play in my classes. So I don't even know what comes out of it. Like one class we were doing Bakasana, the other class might be a yin class. It's whatever we need at that moment in time, And then the 27th, I'll be doing Base Burn, which is it's kind of like a certain dance fitness class, but for base heads. It came out of the Burning Man culture, and it was developed by burners for burners who wanted to just stay festival fit in the off season, So it's like funky electronic music. I add my own, like I do a lot of dance hall and reggae in it, so it's not just like So it's like super dancey, but like also
super dancing.
Not like super dancing. I mean, like, as long as you're moving, it's that sense of like the creator, my friend who created it and myself, like we have a background in ecstatic dance as well. So it's like the entire point is not about making your forms look like everybody else's or doing things a certain way or even embodying a certain movement. It is just finding that bliss within you, that sense of embodiment that is at the truth of all movement practices, whether you're doing yoga or Tai Chi or Qigong or dance or bar. Like you're just looking for that sense of being in your body, that sense of being here in this moment 100% completely and just having fun. So just that, but like in an hour.
So Robin, are you doing that also not on the 27th? Because I'm doing a sacred sound retreat that whole weekend. Are you going to do that again? Because I want that.
I would love to. I would love to make each of those and build each of those into a regular class, but I think it's going to take a little time. So this is just sort of my like, well, which one do I focus on first? So this is my little teaser sampler pack. So you can come. I'm also offering packages.
My answer is all of them. Let's figure out how to do it.
It just depends. Like my kids are so young and I only have so much time. So, we'll just do a little teaser, see which one we want to start with and then build out from there. And I am offering, like, it's not even on social media yet. Like, it just got added to the Lemuria calendar yesterday, but I am offering a little, like, package deal. So you pick any 3. So those are 6 classes total. But if you pick any 3 classes, I will throw in a free emailed a free emailed tarot reading for you. So you can always, like, you type up your little question and I will email you your answer and a picture of your cards. And it's not even just a yes answer or no answer. Like, I'm sure Samantha knows what it's like. Like, we go in depth. I will be like, well, this is representing your inner emperor. So I feel like you're going to be challenging your inner patriarchal stereotypes here. You might be, involved in legal battles or anything like that. So we go deep.
I hope that's not what mine says.
No.
You know what I get asked even about Akashic and Tarot both? Yeah. Are you going to tell me I'm going to die? I just wanted to say, I can't do that.
No.
That's not
everyone. Eventually you will. So the answer is yes.
Here alive, so
at one point,
but like I can't tell you your death date. Just
so you know. So check out and follow lemuriastudio.ca. Be sure to go to @lemuriastudio.hr on Instagram so that you can follow along all of the fun there. You can take part in that giveaway and enter the contest so you could win the big basket or the bitty baskets. There's 4 of them in total. So we're really excited to give you some prizes, and I will wrap us up, except we didn't do point number 3, did we?
Oh, you remembered. I just remembered. I wasn't sure if I was going to, it was just you can totally say no. Maybe we can do it next time. I was just going to ask if you wanted to do like a short 3-minute meditation just to close everything out.
Oh, I think we'll do it next time just because we've went over our time limit a little bit for people, and I try to keep their attention spans. But I love where you're going with that because we've done that on Coffee Club before. It's so beautiful. And appreciate your time this morning, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's so amazing to chat with you. And I know we have a lot more conversation within us. So we will continue these conversations here on this platform also. So I hope you're up for it.
Beautiful. And thank you to everyone in the comments, everyone who's been tuning in live. Thank you.
So if you catch this later, please feel free to ask any questions in the comments. We will answer those as we go. It doesn't matter when you watch the video, you're still a part of this live conversation, and we appreciate you. So have an amazing rest of your, what day is it? Wednesday. Cheers to you, ladies.
Mama!
Cheers to you. And we will see you back here Friday morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for another virtual coffee club. Have an amazing day, everybody.